or at least a minute or two away from ending. Yes?
We may be seeing the end of an era.
Sometimes they must feel like it's paper darts against the mouth.
Oh, he's got it going with a left hook. What a finish here. HAYE gets to VALUEV.
Big right hand by Daniel. Oh, that one got him. Off the ropes and down to the canvas. It's Mike Tyson.
Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. This is a championship fight. I expect a championship effort. Let's do it.
goes the bell. We're underway. And Danny Williams goes right in and looks to trade. And that could be a huge mistake. Tyson going right to the body. Being cautioned by the third man in the ring, Dennis Alford, to keep the punches up. These are vicious punches by Tyson. Danny Williams, no stranger to fouling. He just used his elbow. He's been cited for low blows in a couple of fights back in England. Tyson digging to the body. Left hook to the jaw. Another left hook upstairs. A left uppercut staggers Williams. Williams in trouble in the early going. And he's learning that the hard way.
Now, Danny Williams has still standing.
Look at these shots.
Still standing.
3 in a row.
Throwing good combinations on the inside and tremendously good left hooks. Those are very, oh, something happened to Tyson.
He may have gotten a low blow, but he is digging in. Left uppercut to the chin after a series of blows to the midsection. Looking to end it with 19 seconds left in the opening round.
Now, Danny Williams told us he wants to take this fight to the 4th or 5th or 6th round, but the problem is if you take this much punishment, he's hoping Tyson will tire himself out.
There's a good left hook upstairs out of nowhere by Danny Williams.
Keep him up, guys, both of you.
Both of them have been shooting low blows.
He's leaning into Tyson a lot, and that's giving Mike Tyson a chance to land those shots.
Now some head movement by Tyson, ripping uppercuts to the chin. Now back comes Williams with a left-right combination.
And that was the uppercut by Williams. He's ripping those shots.
Pushing Tyson back. It's competitive now. Tyson, who had Williams in trouble in the opening round, and Williams gets to round 3. More pressure here from Tyson, but Williams with a left uppercut to the body.
The point was deducted for a late punch from someone, but Alford didn't indicate exactly who.
So confusion reigns here in round 3. Again, the body shots by Danny Williams. Oh, a left hook to the neck by Mike Tyson. This is a vicious exchange. Williams coming back again with an overhand right. Missing with the left. There's a right hand by Williams. Pushes Tyson back.
And we've now gotten a clarification. 2 points were taken away from Danny Williams. 1 for an elbow and 1 for a low blow. So he lost 2 points in that last round.
Tyson pours it on. Oh, a big right hand by Tyson. Big right hand, a straight right by Tyson, but it was out in the chest. And back comes Williams. He's trying to just end it on 1 punch right now. Williams knows it, and he throws combinations. He looks the sharper of the 2 and the fresher of the 2, Danny Williams.
Williams now pushing him off.
A la Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis, and he's having his way. Firing shots. Tyson in some difficulty here in round 4. Big right hand by Danny. Oh, that one got him. Off the ropes and down to the canvas. It's Mike Tyson.
4, 5, 8, 9, 10.
It's over. Danny Williams has upset Mike Tyson in round 4. Or has he? Can you call it an upset?
In an improbable way, Danny Williams did it, and did it with style. He fought in a way that I don't think anybody thought he could beat Mike Tyson. He said, if I get him to the 4th round, I can beat him, and his prediction turned out to be true. And how about this? Guess what? His plan was a little better than mine, wasn't it? He got on the inside, and he was able to sustain against Mike Tyson. He was able to land both body shots and uppercuts.
Okay, guys, I give you instruction in the dressing room. They having a clean match. Good luck, and God bless you.
I would say David is the biggest puncher VALUEV has faced.
And what happens the first time VALUEV lands against the fighter who's been on the floor a few times? Hey, just look at the difference here. VALUEV, British fans, he does have 13 wins inside 2 rounds. Hey, he definitely can hit, and I suspect he can hit even up at heavyweight. But this is only his 3rd fight at the weight. Did anyone get a title shot that quick other than Peter Rademacher, who fought Floyd Patterson in his first fight?
Frustrating VALUEV into making mistakes, but VALUEV defends his tight in that instance.
Because he really can't afford to just stand there mixing it. He'll reckon, I think, at some point, he'll leap in with one of those hooks, David Haye, when he's in there. And I wonder if at some point the switch will move over back to that. But
I mean, this is just so difficult for Haye. Just come up for the cruiser. Oh, beautiful right hand!
oh, terrific shot there.
VALUEV is the one trying to make this a fight. And in any rounds that are close, he's going to get the nod.
Could be too that VALUEV gets tired, you know.
So he's a good 12-round fighter. He doesn't waste too much. Here's the right hand again. Left uppercut.
Just mixing in the odd power shot. I think VALUEV may feel that his time will come. That's where Haye doesn't want to be. Trapped in the corner by the ropes, and he got out of it very well. Almost like an electric eel. Great tactical discipline so far from David Haye, but the italics are so far.
Yeah, is it impressing the judges? I wouldn't think so.
And sometimes Britain too, if we're honest with you.
Jab to the body from VALUEV. Yep, David missed with 3 shots there.
Haye has watched him studiously. They've worked on things. There's 2 punches, 3 punches. I think VALUEV's won the last couple, but maybe Haye did open up a lead if you were looking at it from one perspective. I had Haye a point up going into this round, so just goes to show it. Open to a different interpretation. VALUEV again trying to trap him in the corner. One thing that has happened here is that David Haye is surviving okay and he's not getting blown away.
And they'll be looking to be sure of winning the early rounds.
There he is trying to go right left hook. Good counter there with the right hand from VALUEV. Can Haye find one big challenge shot, which would really be a big breakthrough in this fight? You just get the sense that it's still there to be won for David Haye, but you really wouldn't want to rely.
He's been caught cleanly a couple of times, which VALUEV has struggled to do up to now.
Good counter from Haye. Got away again and leers at VALUEV across the ring through his gum shield. In boxing about a decision.
No, and it wouldn't be the first round over here either. VALUEV has not landed a punch this round. There goes David. Good right hand again.
Just might have to become a lot more positive late on in the fight here. This is one American writer once said in a fight rather similar to this.
Left hook from VALUEV.
Took one, gave one.
Good jab too from VALUEV.
Sometimes he must feel like it's paper darts
And
against the
again.
mouth.
Oh, he's got it going with a left hook. What a finish here. Haye gets to VALUEV,
Who definitely did a silly dance there. He nearly took down the giant.
Well, he tested it there and nearly come up trumps.
And another big left hand from Haye and a right hand too. He's certainly finishing the stronger here. He certainly made VALUEV look very silly, and I just wonder whether we're heading for a big controversy here. The fight is over. Haye thinks he's won it, but has he?
To the winner by majority decision from London, England, the new
David Haye is the WBA heavyweight champion of the world. What a moment! Britain's 7th world heavyweight title holder. I've never been so happy in my life to be proved wrong. This is tremendous.
All right, boxers, You received your instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Let's touch gloves. Have a good, clean fight. Let's touch them.
Fascinating stare down, Roy, as George stared silently at Briggs, and Briggs started laughing and talking to him in the middle of referee's instructions. And there comes the Foreman jab, which was so evident in his conquest of Savarese this past spring. And you hear the crowd responding as George lands. This really shows you what a specific art boxing is. I mean, the athletic cap appears to be huge here, but George's technicianship.
And it seems now
he's slacked and punching. You see that?
That Briggs has abandoned the style that he used in the first round.
Because he's tired. You get tired of running from a guy. It takes a lot out of you to run from a
Briggs
guy.
lands a left hook.
Okay. All right, good job, good job.
And you heard the trainer screaming for the right hand. Briggs not releasing the right hand up to this point in the bout.
All right, stop punching, stop punching, stop punching.
One of my favorite expert observations when George sits next to me, Roy. This sport is easy if you have a jab.
Very easy if you have a jab. For once.
Hard right hand by Briggs. Briggs showing small pockets of awareness here and there. Why are you people cheering? Underlining the point you made earlier about how the crowd gets in his head.
Right, the crowd is getting in anybody's head like this, not just him.
There's a quick left hook inside that landed flush for Shannon Briggs. As is evidenced by the fact that CompuBox numbers in round 7 showed Foreman attempting only 21 punches. Here's a hard right hand across the top by Foreman.
But he won that also. He certainly lost the 6th round. I'm talking about Foreman. But he just keeps walking him down and wrapping him with the hardest shots. I think he's winning the fight.
He's winning the 8th round. That much I can tell you.
I have it 4 rounds, 2 and 1 even.
And he taught you well.
That was the hardest punch of the fight for George. He must sense that Briggs is weakening or that he just doesn't have any more movement.
Why is Briggs standing straight up here taking these punches is what I would like to know. He's 48 years old. He may get a 10-8 round here for this big rattler. And then you got to knock him out to win the fight now.
I don't think that Teddy Atlas questioned that he had asthma. I think his concern was he never raised it before. Why would you raise it after you lose your first fight?
But I know a few guys like that, man.
Foreman crunching Briggs inside with a left hook.
Oh, that was a good body shot by Shannon.
Hard right hand to the body.
Heart, courage, championship stuff. I don't see it in Briggs even if he wins this fight.
Well, I see a little bit of it because he's taking some good punches tonight. He's showing some good angles. He's throwing some pretty good punches. So either guy could score a knockout, but at this pace, I don't think we'll see one.
5 of Foreman's last 7 fights have gone the distance.
Okay, stop it, stop it, stop it.
Shots by Briggs. Shannon Briggs, probably behind on the scorecards, probably needs a knockout. Visible evidence of Foreman's 12th round attack. All Foreman now as Briggs backs up. Crowd rises to its feet for the boxing giant.
I'll tell you, Shannon Briggs is really showing some heart here tonight, though. He's fighting. He's not running. He's not being afraid. He's trying.
Three judges at ringside, probably holding the fate of Foreman's career in their hands. Hard to imagine that he could rebound in a business sense from a loss at this point, but to our eyes, it appears he's not in danger of that.
His courage.
And Calvin Claxton has it 116 to 112 for the winner by majority decision and new linear heavyweight champion of the world, Shannon BREWSTER.
Right here is low. Okay, same here, right here. Okay? Any questions, guys? Okay, touch them up, guys. Good luck.
As you mentioned, Emmanuel, the way Lance Whitaker did.
That's going to be a very important question in this fight. Because normally he reminds me of a modern day type of Max Mellon. He basically uses the left jab. He doesn't do a lot of things with his hook.
You go 11 rounds with David Dua, you've got a beard, and MASKAEV did that.
And don't forget, MASKAEV didn't have that much experience when he came here in those fights.
Lives in the Brighton Beach area of Brooklyn, which has many Russian residents. He was giving us a little bit of a restaurant guide last night.
That's the right hand, and he's cracked it before landing.
Kirk Johnson holding on as round one comes to a close after MASKAEV cracked him with an overhand right.
I gave that round to Johnson.
Well, regardless, I don't think it's going to go to limit. I think MASKAEV is going to knock him out from what I can see. MASKAEV is in close, and he's going to land that short right hand. And Kirk's right hand is not that effective.
And again, having the chin gives you the freedom to do this. If you think you can take your opponent's punch, you just keep coming forward and get into range to throw your own. Vaughn Bean fought here on the undercard earlier this evening, and Johnson threw a right hand that came out of the Vaughn Bean playbook. Johnson just can't keep MASKAEV off of it. Now he bombs him again with an overhand right. Johnson's plan was to jab and move. We see less and less of that.
That's
and MASKAEV blocks him with the right.
The short right hand after he gets very close.
With a body shot, momentarily backs MASKAEV off. Here comes the Big O again.
But he's always shown some courage when he was face down, and does the best he can for a guy who doesn't have a big punch. He just took a real hard right hand.
Don't hit.
And they have a little bit more arm on them than MASKAEV. MASKAEV have much more body weight, and they're much more shorter and direct. So it's really going to be a battle of the right hands. He's fighting a much more aggressive fight than I ever anticipated.
So it's a good one here midway through the third. Kirk Johnson throwing leather and doing some damage. They trade rights.
All body punches. The entire attack is basically the short right hand to the
That part is very Russian, isn't it? You know? Was more key to Johnson's plan for winning the fight. Harold, how do you have it through three?
Okay, Jim. I got it too.
Hold it, Harold. We've got a knockdown. A big knockdown with a left hand by Kirk Johnson.
A left hook that came after the right hand. No one was expecting a left hook. But this, once again, is going to be interesting to see if he can survive.
MASKAEV goes through the ropes. Same place where he put Hasim Rahman last year in Atlantic City.
It's over.
And the referee stops the fight. And Kirk Johnson, who told us that he didn't think he could knock out Oleg MASKAEV, does it with a huge left hand. I mean, a big one.
Well, we've talked about it, Emmanuel, endlessly about the left hook being the most devastating punch in boxing.
And particularly the left hook that comes after right hand, much like Mike McCallum hit Don Curry with, and Bob Foster knocked out Big Tiger. Bob Foster knocked out Mike Corey.
Joe Frazier knocked down Muhammad Ali.
Yes.
With a left hook.
But particularly after right hand, you never see it when you throw a right hand. It comes off the blind side. And that was not so much it was a hard punch, but the fact that he didn't even see the punch. It got to be a battle of right hands, and Kirk cheated a little bit to throw a left hook after he threw a right hand.
Well, he had MASKAEV coming in aggressively, looking to throw the right, leaving himself a little bit open. and he is a quicker-handed fighter.
Gentlemen, I gave you instructions in the dressing room. Do you have any questions? Okay, the belly button's the demarcation line. Let's touch gloves and go to work. Good luck.
Differently to bulk up. Did he spend too much time promoting the fight? The extra weight may help him on the inside against a strong guy like Holyfield, but will it affect?
But the way you beat him is you throw that hook, and there it is. Holyfield knows what to do, and he's doing it here in this round.
On the inside, a very effective left hook by Holyfield.
And then, of course, up to cruiserweight. Vasily Girov, while he was very busy and very aggressive in their last fight, threw many arm punches.
And of course, he's been through a lot of wars in the Kronk gym. You wonder if he's ever felt the power of an Evander Holyfield, although Holyfield throughout his career, and so far that left hand seems okay after the shoulder surgery. Mike Tyson, John Ruiz, Asim Rahman could tell you about it. Left-right combination upstairs, we are told, in trying to indicate to the judge that he hit Evander Holyfield. He's working the judges. Tony. Now the infighting as Tony backs off, gets himself some leverage, and fires the straight right. All of a sudden seems to have Holyfield in his pocket. Oh, what a heavy right hand showing the chin of Holyfield. Big shot by Tony. Another one over the top. Press row scoring. It's all knotted up.
Shows that he's in control of this fight. That is it right now.
Defying. Don't hook with a hooker. Again, doubling up with the left is James. Beautiful combination upstairs by James Toney. A countering right, but Holyfield couldn't connect. Interesting, we have role reversal here. Toney getting off first, and Holyfield doing a lot of counter.
And let's remember, he's just short of his 41st birthday. And at a certain point, athletes can wear down. You know, after a textbook for
body shot by Toney, and you saw the reaction, the grimace of Holyfield. I connected with a punch, just in case you didn't see it.
You know what? Doesn't he know we're supposed to do the commentary? Wow, he is just... And again, I've seen James, I've been on broadcast 15 or 20 James Toney fights. You got to get to your left and rip punches, and right now he's not doing it.
Tony just...
Punches you can throw, and Holyfield hasn't gone anywhere, which is pretty interesting.
Now he's going backwards, but he swings wildly, Holyfield, and misses. Perhaps out of frustration, going back to the headbutting.
And apparently they didn't hurt Toney.
Toney is so bubbling with confidence right now. He strutted back to his corner. Here's your press row, people. They've got Toney now inching ahead. Remember, it was all tied up.
Not enough punches coming from Evander Holyfield. And we don't know at this juncture if he can hurt Toney with a big shot.
Toney just too fast for him, too quick.
A Walcott, Ezra Charles, and a fighter who he really fears, Rocky Marciano.
Yeah.
And he is not fighting like Rocky Marciano because it's all about hand speed and combinations.
There's a little trickle of blood from the lower lip of Evander Holyfield.
And he can't answer.
That was an opportunity to answer right there. Toney with a wild right hand. He left himself wide open. You continue to get hit by these right hands, which you just got hit by again. There it is again. I'm going to stop the fight.
Thank you. Now we can box.
No quit, of course. And Evander Holyfield, as you check out the press row scoring, it continues to widen for Toney. Oh, there's a short left hook. Another one by Holyfield. Oh, he's trying.
He's hitting him with hooks.
He's looking for a Hollywood turnaround, a dramatic turnaround, Holyfield. He knows.
That was what he had, and for the first time you saw him hold on. This fight could be moments or at least a minute or two away from ending, yes?
We may be seeing the end of an era. It's going to be ruled a knockdown.
4, 5, you okay? 6, are you all right? 7, you sure you're okay? Come to me. 8.
And I think they've thrown in the towel. Don Turner has thrown in the towel. No disagreement whatsoever from referee Jay Nady, and it's over. James Toney has stopped Evander Holyfield.
Okay, lift it in. Lift it in.
Und wir können erstmals in Deutschland sehen, wie dieses Schwergewichtstalent sich mit einem bewährten Gegner auseinandersetzt. Dieser erfahrene Mann, wie ich schon mehrfach gesagt habe, nur 3 Niederlagen in seiner langen Karriere als Profi. Ist seit 2000. Der vollen Namen heißt er Anthony Tyron Thompson. Der Puncher, aber das ist beim Kampfgott um 15 Kämpfen noch nicht allzu vielsagend. Thompson hat immerhin 24 seiner bisher 36 Siege. Nachhaltigerer Beweis seiner Punching Power. Vor allem, wenn man in Rechnung stellt, mit welchen Gegnern er sich schon auseinandergesetzt hat. Bei der amerikanischen Nationalhymne gebuht und gepfiffen hat, sind sich natürlich da beide sehr, sehr bewusst, dass die Schlaghand des Gegners auch unvorbereitet kommen kann. Ja, schöne Körpertreffer. Ja, da scheint Thompson noch ein bisschen wehgetan zu haben, sonst hätte er nicht lange gehalten. Knackige. Eine Sache. Oh, das wird nichts, das wird nichts, das wird nichts. Keinen Sinn aufzustehen, wenn man nicht stehen kann. Hervorragender Treffer von Tony Thompson. Und das ist die erste Niederlage für David Price. Das muss eine sehr, sehr ordentliche Bestätigung für Tony Thompson sein. Die kam aus heiterem Himmel. Es ist nämlich eine Sache, ob man auszahlen kann oder ob man einstecken kann. Wer auszahlt, ist noch lange nicht jemand, der auch was wegstecken kann.
Obey my commands at all times, and most important, protect yourself at all times. Any questions? Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
And John Ruiz, 225, listed as having a reach advantage here. We'll see how he uses it. Tua with a big left hook, and Ruiz in trouble. Tua comes right at him. Another big bomb, and Ruiz is down. This could almost be over now.
Tua came storming out. It's over. Tony Perez stops it at the count of 5. And David Tua, as advertised, the left hook. And for a fight of this level in which both men come in with good credentials, David Tua wins it in shocking fashion. A stunning array of power. 19 seconds. And this one is over. Concern for John Ruiz. Tony Perez stopped the count at 5. Gave the physicians 5 seconds more to go in and tend to John Ruiz. Now, to give you some idea, again.
Now shout break, you break clean. And remember, defend yourself at all times. Shake hands. The fight doesn't start till you shake hands.
Against Michael Sprott, a man who's beaten Williams and is a former British and Commonwealth champion. Now in that fight in December, Harrison was right on Williams, establishing himself from the word go and inflicting hurtful combinations in the first 30 seconds. Can he do the same?
Michael Sprott's just tucking up, trying to ride the early onslaught from Harrison.
And trying to rough Harrison up. And that was what he was doing there, getting right into him and trying to rough Harrison up.
The southpaw stance will not pose too many problems for Sprott. He's been in this situation before against southpaws.
That was the shot which did for Danny Williams, that left uppercut. And he's certainly trying to tee that one off. Good right hand again from Harrison. And Harrison has had good wins here. Made his debut here, actually, back in 2001. And he's had good wins as well. Good shot! Left hand right into the body, left over the top, and down goes Sprott in the opening round.
It was a perfectly timed straight left by the looks of it, John. He just set himself and banged it in.
And here he comes, unloading combinations, but back comes Sprott bravely, and that gets the roar of acclaim for the fans who... Sprott just trying to provide a mobile target and trying to keep popping punches of his own, but that right hand, that hook into the body from Harrison.
Yeah, I mean, Sprott's tactics obviously are to take the early onslaught, cover up nice and tight of this fight, and then take over.
Good left hand from Sprott. And again, the combination through the jab and came in with the right hand, and for the first time, authoritative left hand lead. A bit of showboating. Come on, Audley. Have a go at my chin. Sprott trying to...
Sprott's just waiting just a little bit too long for my liking, John. He's just allowing Harrison too much free range to punch with both hands.
Those body shots from Harrison were good, but then back comes Sprott, and that's a solid right hand of his own that he's thrown.
See, Harrison likes it up close, John, like this, because he's very good with the uppercuts. He's worked on that in the gym.
He had a terrific performance a year or two back against Vladimir Virchis of the Ukraine, who is the current European champion and a big man. He's beaten Timo Hoffman as well, also a big man as well. Oh, good shot! Great left hand from Sprott! Harrison is down! And is that the end of the story? I don't think he's going to get up! It's all over! The left hook has won it for Michael Sprott! What a shot that was! What a shot! And look at the uncontrolled jubilation! 74-year-old Jim Evans is hugging the man he's guided here, and in the ring, Audley Harrison is still flat on his back. That was a stunning left hook from Michael Sprott. And where does Audley Harrison go from that one? A terrific shot. Michael Sprott is laughing with delight. He has produced the performance of his life. There's his manager.
Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Shake hands, come out boxing at the bell. Good luck, 12 rounds.
In honor of his children, his wife Judy. And there's even a face of Riddick on there with a little caption that says Big Daddy. Lou Duva promised us that GOLOTA would not be the standard straight-up Eastern European fighter, that we would see head movements. We'll try to get a look at how well GOLOTA can handle it.
Now, GOLOTA, he needs to rough it up, get dirty, and make it a free-for-all. That's the only way it can become a free-for-all.
GOLOTA throws and lands the first right hand of the bout. Now BOWE lands the left that feints and holds back the right hand. Now a quick combination inside by Riddick. He seems to shed a little of the 8 months worth of ring rust. So what we get out of BOWE's corner is more on the catch as catch can level. In round one, GOLOTA threw 24 more punches than BOWE. Now BOWE traps GOLOTA in a corner.
Riddick Bowe keeps his left jab working. It's no contest. But if he gets out there slugging and roughing it up, GOLOTA can win this fight and win it big. He's the only fighter that never developed his skill to the fullest potential.
Good left hook by BOWE. GOLOTA comes back with a series of body punches. BOWE's landed a couple of heavy shots in this round. Pretty fast pace in this second round. Crowd lights up as GOLOTA lands a combo. BOWE's wobbled. What do you say, George?
I just see Riddick Bowe has turned this into the kind of fight that he need not have to with his experience and left jab.
If you had to guess right now, you think the fight might go the distance, huh, George?
It looks like it to me because GOLOTA has landed good body punches early on to take some of the steam.
GOLOTA comes out of the clinch with a left hook. BOWE landing with a right and a left himself. GOLOTA turns BOWE's head with a left hand. BOWE missing with the left hook. GOLOTA looks very calm in there as round three comes to a close. Certainly not overwhelmed by the occasion, at least not so far. BOWE slapping and trying to land a right. GOLOTA blocked that one and wrenched BOWE's head around with a left hook.
That was a right to the stomach, followed by a big left hook. So you no longer think that he has to jab with him?
Well, he's already deserted that tactic. Now he's going to have to fight it out with him. Fight it out every round, though.
So this is going to then come down to Holyfield's co-trainer for many years, and he's looking to catch him with that left hook again.
Hard left, hard right. BOWE wobbles into the corner. GOLOTA goes in to look and see how much more he can do.
Do it.
You saw GOLOTA measure BOWE for the right hand and then missed it. Another low blow. This is a bad one. And Wayne Kelly is going to have to give BOWE a timeout. And there's the T for the timeout. There's a point deducted from each of the three scorecards. That point goes against GOLOTA. This was a bad low blow foul.
He's giving him that shoulder every time he's side of him. Not open for that uppercut.
Saw BOWE make a half-hearted effort at the right uppercut. GOLOTA rocks him back with a right hand. BOWE steps up against the ropes. GOLOTA rocks him again with a right hand. And a left. And another left up top. And the crowd is oohing and eyeing at the work that's being done on Riddick Bowe by Andrew GOLOTA.
When Bowe seems to take one step out of the way, he should take his feet along with him. Otherwise, his body is right there for this GOLOTA to hit him.
GOLOTA lands another left hook inside. Bowe tries to come over the top with the right and misses. GOLOTA goes back to the body. He's done too little of that in this round. GOLOTA starting to fall in love with his ability to hammer Bowe up top. And now another low blow. And let's see if Wayne Kelly takes another point. And he does. That's the second point deducted from the scorecards against GOLOTA.
Is that clear? Don't do it again.
GOLOTA right on the belt line with that right hand, and Kelly was watching all the way. There's a left right on the belt line. GOLOTA's going to have to be careful about this stuff. Bowe landed an uppercut, finally.
1 point.
Is he taking a third point for low blow?
The things go good for him.
He's just hammering Bowe in close. Just hammering it. That was another low blow. Down goes Bowe, and that's it.
That's it. Great.
It's a disqualification.
It's time to someone to understand that.